So, welcome back, Respawn,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
from your holiday away
Mm-hmm.
from the show. Look, don't tell me and Peroty that you're not going to be here the next week because your wife's going to kill you and expect us not to take that as gospel. I apologise. The community apologise.
My wife killing me should be gospel? Wow, okay, sure.
Yeah. When I say that my wife's going to kill me and I'm probably not going to be here next week, it means I'm not going to be here next week. So that's why I took it like that. I do apologise.
I bet, yeah, sure. No, I get it. Yeah, totally.
You turned up. You were here. We were there. We did a show. So what's the harm done?
I turned up because I crashed the party.
Well, no, you started streaming, and we were like, he started streaming. Where is he? And then you rang. We were monitoring you. I
listened to it. I listened to the show. I heard it. Yeah. The two Titans and a Warlock. Yeah. I went back and I listened to it, and I was off the whole time, too. Yeah.
But how is that different than any other day, honestly?
Yeah.
First of all, Peroty, that's a low blow. Let's try to keep the gloves above the waist, all right?
It's not my fault you're short, and that's all I can get on you.
You would be the short one if you kept your gloves below the waist, dude.
Children.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicated in bringing you all the latest information, news, and opinions. This is the best show for new and veteran Guardians alike, where we share tips, tricks, and tools to help you succeed and enjoy playing even more. So with all that said, let me hand you over to your hosts, the Triumph Hunting Titan Night Demon, the pink-panted pansy Peroty, and your Hunter Master Ranger, Mr. No One Respawns in Real Life!
Oh, man.
So, yeah, welcome back to the show.
Words. Yes.
I'm here. Respawn is here.
I am.
Definite now. He's still here. And Peroty's here. Yeah, we're all
to
here.
The chagrin of many. Sorry about that.
No, it wasn't. I said to you, I apologised.
That's one or two, probably.
I don't know why I'm apologising. You're the one that said you weren't going to be here.
Oh.
Anyway.
I was going to be here because I was going to be dead. You took that seriously. I know you guys think my wife is going to kill me, which that hasn't been ruled out yet, to be fair.
Well,
okay?
We're not wrong. We're also not 100% right either.
Yeah.
Yes. But that, I mean, come on. You knew that was a joke, dude. What? Come on.
Nope.
Come on. Anyway.
So Destiny stuff. We've had quite a good week in Destiny this week, haven't we? It's been really good fun. All three of us had some fun this week. We played with swords and more swords, and we destroyed the Grandmaster Nightfalls in like 15 minutes when we weren't all dying in the first room. And we were getting loads and loads of rewards and loot for it, weren't we?
Oh, yeah. The Infinite Sword Ammo was fun. If you're tuning in after Tuesday and you didn't get to it, sorry.
You missed out.
Yeah. Nightfalls with the Infinite Sword Ammo is definitely fun.
It was more fun than I thought it would be, honestly. I sort of looked at the Infinite Sword Ammo and I'm going, yeah, but they're swords. And then I remembered, right, I have caster swords. And it was heavy swords, too. So if you were thinking, I can run my Ergo Sum forever, you can, but not forever. But you could run double swords and throw on a caster frame heavy sword and say, I can use that forever. I don't know why they didn't turn on PvP, though. I mean, PvP is in such a state, just give us infinite sword ammo.
Well, it's in Relic. You have to be in Relic. Relic this week that we're currently in is infinite sword ammo because there are not hidden achievements, not hidden challenges to do, but there are challenges that came up for this week's. I think it's 4 specific ones. One was to get sword kills. One's to get arc sword kills. The next one's to get sword kills in Crucible, and then there was one. I can't remember. There was another one. It's in the seasonal challenges next to
the other somewhere else.
Yeah, there's just 4 specific for this week. So, and I'm going to be sad if they go away before I finish them.
Get to it, brother.
I do give Bungie credit for actually planning and executing a week of sword ammo and putting sword-based objectives in the same week.
Mm-hmm.
thinking back to Arc Week where nothing wanted you to use Arc.
Yeah, it's been a good week of like just going and having fun, and I think like we always say that it's if you enjoy the game, go and play the game because there was something to do this week.
Yeah, I mean, where else would I get my double drop of adept sniper rifles that I'm going to infuse into other things?
Hey, to be fair, at least some of us have maxed out our materials from the Nightfall with the golf balls and the fragments and all that good stuff, right? So even if the sniper was, let's say, you got a lot of mats out of it. It was double drop everything, so it wasn't just double drop weapons, you know.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah. But it seems to be every. Can we talk about this, Bungie? Mm-hmm. It seems to be every kind of not. I mean, looking at my rotations now, it wasn't the last one prior to this, but it seems to be every season that we've had previously where you've done a double Nightfall drop and rewards. It always seems to be on a sniper week, whether it's kind of the as an army or whether it was the previous sniper that was available in the Nightfalls. Peroty and I always seem to play it that week and get double drops of the snipers and nothing. There doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be like it. It should be kind of a double drop of, say, whatever's in that loot pool. So you get the as an army because that is the one featured for this week. But how about throw us a bone? Maybe throwing us a shadow price or a scintillation or
literally
a warden sword, as the extra kind of adept weapon that could be possibly the slam sword.
You mean like get two swords and then like one random adept, or one guaranteed sword and one random adept? Like
you can still give me the sniper rifle. I understand it's the sniper rifle week in the Nightfall. Yeah. Like I won't say don't give me the sniper rifle at all. I'm just saying I want to live in a world of and. I want something else. If it's say sword week, give me a sword. I was half expecting Zer to show up this week with an entire inventory of swords, which he brought two, so that's not far. But I just would have laughed really, really hard if he showed up and he's like, "All I have a sword for you. Have a sword. Enjoy. My gift to you."
The swords were really good. Like I had a lot of fun with the Black Talon on a Void build. The other dungeon sword, the other exotic heavy sword that makes you invis when you fire it off. I can never remember the name of that damn sword, but I had a lot of fun with that.
One with heart in the name.
Heart Shadow?
Yeah. Shadow Heart, Shadow
Heart, yeah.
Something.
Yeah, so those were actually quite fun. And then using those on a Void build that like gives you a lot of verbs was very cool, you know?
Yeah. So, it's just been fun to load into Destiny this week and just have that as a surprise thing to go and do. And not be, you don't have to go and play the exotic mission, although the exotic mission does benefit from this infinite sword ammo, and just being able to play the game in a different way and have fun in like the core activities of the game has just been a really good change. Just it's a slight change, but it's a welcome change to kind of keep some players that are still here engaged. And to the point, Respawn is actually contacting me at like 7:00 his time going, "Are you going to be playing Destiny today?" And I'm like, "Well, I always play Destiny. Do you want to play Destiny today at this time in the morning?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's go and play." And we play for like 3 or 4 hours. And it's like, this is amazing. If it's piqued Respawn's interest at 7:00 in the morning to go and play each day for the last couple of days, you've done a good thing.
I mean, I feel attacked, but I don't disagree.
Well, no, I mean, I typically play around that time. Like UK time, it's about midday for me. So I play for like 2 or 3 hours or whatever. And you're not normally around and Peroty's not normally around because you kind of either like sleeping or kind of at work
working,
kind of thing. Yeah. So it's just it's a nice kind of bonus to get you guys to come and play with me that time.
Yeah. I mean, the next 3 weeks I'll be working. So I don't know how well that's going to work out, but.
Well, the sword demon's gone anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, just like in general,
But yeah, what I wanted to say to you, Bungie, is thank you. Appreciate it. It's been good fun, and keep up the kind of the good work of just throwing things in the mix. Like maybe have an infinite grenade week one week, which would be kind of interesting, or like an infinite supers. Let's just have like a mayhem in like the Nightfalls. That would be fantastic. Going into a Grandmaster, waiting for about a minute for your super to charge up, and then just terrorizing people would be fantastic in the Nightfall. It's nearly as broken as having infinite sword ammo or infinite 1K voice ammo if you've got the 1K voices. Because that was broken this week, wasn't it? And Bungie had no intention of touching it and going, just go and play with it. Just have fun. We know, we've seen. It doesn't matter. Just go and do whatever you want to do with it.
For some reason, they mentioned maybe touching it in Gambit, which I was thinking, oh, you guys remember Gambit exists for a minute. And then they said, no, we're not going to. Maybe because they couldn't remember how. Maybe because they're just like, it's not worth it. Who knows? But yeah, guys, it's broken. Let it be broken for a week. It's fine.
But apart from sword shenanigans this week, which if you haven't played, you should jump in. It's been good fun. We had some Destiny mobile news, which I didn't ever think that we'd get, because if we had a mobile game, it's, from what I'm hearing and what is being rumoured, reputable news companies and news outlets, that this mobile game is in development, is called Destiny Rising. It's still in the works, and it's made by Bungie and NetEase, and now by proxy Sony. And there's been the leaks about it that have been confirmed that this is being worked on. But I think when we were initially kind of thinking of a Destiny game, I don't know about you guys, that I thought it would be something that tied into your game that you're kind of playing now. So you could play a mobile game that you could go and farm some glimmer, or you could farm some resources that then would then tie back into your main game, so that when you get into your main game, you're not going around and doing those things. You've already kind of got that stored up. You can go off and play the main game. From what it sounds like, that it's,
it's
something,
its own thing.
It's its own thing, something completely different.
I've never heard of that. Is that actually a thing, like in any video game? Because if not, then that's kind of revolutionary that you would have come up with something like that.
What's that?
About you playing a mobile game that actually affects your main game?
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember there was
Red Dead, or you could play poker or play cards, and that would give you some sort of in-game currency or progress.
What would?
Was it Red Dead?
Red Dead.
Was it Red Dead Redemption that had the mobile game? It was some mobile game where like you could either play poker or play cards, and it would either give you money in game or level something in game. I don't remember the details exactly.
No, the one I was thinking was the Star Wars Battlefront. When that first came out, there was a mobile game that you could play that then you could take the resources that you got from that into the main game on your Xbox. So, and I know there have been other ones, but I can't actually remember. So no, it's nothing that I've kind of thought of by myself. It's just other things that were out there that were kind of being thrown around when people were suggesting what could a Destiny mobile game be. And at the time when we were kind of farming, going around to different planets and farming resources to get like different like spin metal and things to kind of upgrade our armor, or kind of just get glimmer, as we've said, then that was when it was kind of be the kind of thing that we'd want to see that would connect to our game. But now it's a little bit more free with how we kind of get more glimmer, how we get resources in the game. So yeah.
I think you guys are forgetting that we already have a Destiny 2 mobile game. It came out 4 years ago. It was an RPG.
What?
Yeah. You don't remember the Destiny 2 RPG?
No.
That Cheese Forever put out 4 years ago?
No.
Well, yeah, I'll put a link in the show notes. We already have a Destiny 2 mobile game. Cheese Forever put an RPG out forever ago. And Bungie apparently finally said, oh, hey, that sounds like a good idea. We should do one too.
Huh.
But apparently, yeah, the leaker was called Caracasi? Caracas?
Just make up a word and go with it, and you'll probably be right.
Yeah. So the leak is from Caracas, who says that the game is still in production despite the wave of cancellations and layoffs at Bungie. It'd been promised that the series would head off into mobile for ages, and
but why?
Has it been promised?
Apparently so. It's been promised.
Has anyone made that promise to us?
But it's not fully clear what this mobile game is at the moment. It's just in development, and it's called Destiny Rising. And it was corroborated by Jeff Grubb, I believe it was, on his podcast and his outlets and things, that he's got inside knowledge to say that, this is a thing.
Yeah, well, of course we don't know what it is yet because they haven't gotten to the point where they have to redo the entire story moments before it gets released.
Right.
In true Destiny fashion.
What do we feel about a Destiny mobile game? Would we play a Destiny mobile game?
No.
Not at all?
No. I don't really do mobile games. The only mobile games I do are like time killers when I'm like waiting for something to upload or download or some shenanigans. You know, I don't seriously play mobile games.
Well, no, but like that, play this Destiny Rising while you're kind of waiting for something else, or you're traveling at the airport and you can't whip out your laptop to play. You could play your Destiny Rising.
Look, unless I can turn my brain off and like have it do something like one of those idle games kind of things, then probably not. I ain't trying to think while playing on my phone.
Peroty?
Imagine a mini game where you get to play a little D&D like the lore tabs of Shin Malphur.
You're not getting the dating sim.
Where am I just dating sim?
No, you're not getting that.
Yeah, I mean, again, I would have to see what it is. You know, I think they said it would be like a hero shooter or hero something, which I can imagine what that is. Again, I don't play a lot of mobile games, which really just goes down to the controls. If I want to play something that requires a controller, I'm going to play it on a system with a controller. If I have to put my fingers on the screen to move things around, not terribly interested. But I mean, again, I want to see what it is, and I don't know, might be worth something, maybe not. Might be, they're saying it could be a way to get people into the game, which is there a game to get into when the rate things are going?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to at least see what it is and just see if it's something that appeals to me. My guess is probably not, because I am not as they're going after younger gamers and doing a mobile game, I am certainly not the target demographic for that. And I don't know anything about NetEase. I know they're a Chinese, video game company or whatever, but I don't know what else they've done, or even if
they were the ones that invested into Bungie it must have been about 2 or 3 years back. They gave a large sum to Bungie. I think it was like millions or billions to develop something, or just help develop something with Bungie. And then through the kind of various different things with like Sony, we're now kind of getting the leaks of what it possibly could be. So maybe they contacted NetEase and said, you guys are predominantly involved with mobile games, so do you want to kind of help develop something? And they probably went, yeah, you're a big franchise, let's get into this. And this is what kind of is the outcome of that.
Well, they made Tom and Jerry Chase. Okay, I'm in now. We're good.
Okay.
I just looking at their catalog. Yeah, I mean there's a Marvel dual strategy card game. There's a Dead by Daylight mobile game. There's a Lost Light, Eve Echoes, which I don't know is really EVE Online. Guessing it is. I mean, yeah. I mean, they've got a big portfolio of mobile games. It looks like many of them are tied. Marvel Super War, Marvel's first MOBA game. So looks like that they've done a lot of the let's partner with your existing IP and make a mobile version in your world.
Yeah.
So that gives me hope that it'll be something interesting. It's just whether it'll be interesting for something to me to play on a mobile thing, we'll see. I won't rule it out until it comes out and we see what it is. But again, yeah, like if it's an FPS, if it's a MOBA, yeah, not my thing.
If it's a hero shooter and you can only pick 3 heroes and they give you Cade, Zavala, and Encore, I think Respawn's back in.
Well, again, it just depends, though, right? Because, like I said, I ain't trying to play serious. Well, it's not about playing as Cade. Don't get me wrong, I like Cade. It's more of what kind of game will it be? I'm not just like, oh my god, Cade's in it, I have to have it. No, that's not. No, it's got to be a game that's going to be fun to play, right? Like if it's a game where like some kind of this is going to sound so stupid, like some kind of Final Fantasy turn-based game, right? Where you have Zavala, Cade, Ikora, and maybe. You can unlock other characters like Shin Malphur or Lord Saladin or whomever, right? You can unlock other characters and roll it like one of those gacha game type of things, right? And you can build a team and you have like turn-based system. You can play something like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that sounds quite interesting. Like if it's like it's the Destiny Heroes and you start off with your basic fire team of 3, but then you could add different characters throughout the Destiny lore to that to kind of give you a different configuration with your fire team. And then, like you were saying, turn-based go into kind of a variation of like the Crota raid, and you have to kind of do various different things and take down Crota, or you take down the Taken King and things like that. It's just like, and you'd have to kind of, stick to having a 3-man team, but it would work with the different dynamics of different characters. I like that idea. I think we should go with that idea. Respawn, print it.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, it's being recorded, so I'll save this clip. If anybody out there wants to do game programming and give us, I don't know, a percentage of the cut, would super appreciate it. But yeah, everybody, especially in Asia, these gacha gamers they love gacha games. Not in Asia, let me be specific. In places like Korea, Japan, things like that.
Asia.
I mean, yeah, but I've got some friends of mine that they're like, I'm not Asian, I'm Japanese. My bad, right? I don't want to alienate anybody here.
Within that part of the world.
Yeah. Of that dichotomy, right? So for some reason, they love gacha games, they love gambling games, things like that. So yeah, you roll characters, and not just heroes. Like the heroes would be like the 5-star SUR type thing, right? And then you can get like guy in blue shirt number 3. For like the
yeah, okay. No, that's a good idea.
I don't know, it's crazy. And then you can upgrade your weapons, like Cade 6 starts off with just like some white hand cannon, and then eventually like his SUR weapon would be the ace of spades, right, for his specific weapon. And if he's paired with that weapon, he gets a bunch of extra bonuses, things like that. I mean, you can have a lot of fun with a game like that. If it's something like that, sure. If it's just like Destiny the game, but you play it on a phone, probably not, because I'd rather do that on my actual laptop or whatever.
Yeah, it's not going to be that.
Yeah. That's something that just isn't going to work on a phone. What does SUR mean for those of us who
super ultra rare?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like I'm having a hard time imagining what it could be. Like when they said hero shooter, I thought of all the hero shooters that came out, the fast-paced FPS type stuff, and I'm going, do people play those on phones? I mean, I know people do, obviously, and this is old man talking. But is that what you want to come out with Destiny? Is the PvP market who you really want to go after? I don't know.
It would be nice if it tied to your game, so like you would be able to get rewards out of it, like enhancement cores or enhancement prisms for doing various different things. But I think if it's a separate thing that it doesn't tie to your game, I don't think it will be interesting to play. But to keep me interested long term, I'm not 100% sure whether I would be. I'd like, I'd do it like most kind of mobile games. I play them religiously for a good couple of days, and then I kind of get bored of them because they're kind of just and it needs to be something that's kind of feeding my habit of. So if I'm getting rewards in that for my main game,
get your fix.
yeah. Give Respawn a way to farm materials while he's sitting at the airport.
Yes.
Give me a way to grind something for materials while that would be a boon to my gameplay. Going, let me go sit here and grind these materials out, so when I go to play my game on my proper console or PC or whatever, I can just play my game and not have to worry about, now I need to get all these materials. I can just go use my materials that I've earned. Yeah, and that's what I'd want to, just some kind of synergy between the two going, especially if you want it to be a gateway into the game, have it help me in some way. Give me some feedback loop, give me some reason to play it. Because I'm like you, like I won't stick with it if there's not not a reason, not some draw to come back in that loop.
Yeah. And I know we already kind of have that kind of mini game that we can play on our mobiles or on our portable devices, which is the Destiny Item Manager game that we like to kind of go through and check the box to say whether we want to keep that item or bin it, because that kind of saves us time in game. So, give us another game that we can actually properly play that is Destiny related. Anyway, that's that.
A poker game where you have to gamble with your Destiny Item Manager items.
No.
And that would be Cade 6. If you had a gambling game, you would have to have Cade 6. Yeah.
No. Look, the Blueberry Lounge do enough of that with their stupid spin the wheel thing. I'm putting it out there now. We're never going back on that show because they're going to try and get rid of most of my stuff out of my vault. Yes, you heard me, Native Raider and Spready Spooks. Not coming back on that show. Not having anything deleted from my vault. random stuff.
He'll come back on if you ask him. He's just trying to pump his chest out for the fans. He will. He likes you guys. He tells us all the time about y'all.
I like them. I'm not saying I don't like them. Very nice.
He just likes his vault more. That's all.
I do. Yeah.
He's worked hard for all those items. He needs them.
Yeah. And going back to the farming of the Nightfalls this week, I said to Respawn, I made an oopsie because the stuff that was buffering, the stuff that not going out of it went, everything went, and I was like, oh. But I've now got new stuff that's buffering the stuff that I wanted. I don't know why I didn't put it, but I just...
because you've somehow run out of space again. That's why.
No, I've got 8 spaces. I'm doing.
Dude said 8 spaces. What?
Okay, so I think we've come full circle now. Give me a mobile game that will increase my vault space.
Oh yes.
I don't know what Night Demon needs to do to keep that vault space in the mobile game, but that's clearly the answer to all of our problems and questions.
I don't disagree.
Oh, dear.
Give Respawn something to do with his 9,000 exotic class items he's collecting.
I went in the vault because I was talking to Night Demon about this the other day because there's a build that I want to do. Hold on.
He hasn't got one. He hasn't got it.
Yes. So I was watching an Masterclass video. He's got a cloak that he uses for one of his builds. And I was like, all right, I'll go put that together. And I go to look at the cloak. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, are you serious? I'm missing 6. I checked it. I looked at the checkboxes. I'm missing 6, right?
You can go reserve this weekend and buy 2 more. Maybe it'll give you what you need.
I did buy 2 more. And the 2, I'm not even kidding. The 2 that I bought from Zer are 2 that I had not in my vault, but actually on me. I'm like, well, that was money well spent.
Yep.
Anyway.
Perfect. Beautiful.
It's not perfect. So apparently I need to go back and get 6.
You're good, Scrub. Come on.
I know, right? I'm so bad at this video game. I don't even know what to do anymore.
Well, you know what you need to do? Get more people through that exotic mission this week.
Yeah. I mean, you and I went through it a few times because the first couple times you went, you didn't have the mission where I told you it needed to be.
No, I'd gone off and I'd done all the kind of the fail-safe things, and fail-safe said you go do this, go do that, and I thought it was up to the point. I apologized. Mm-hmm. We didn't get that far. It was only a little bit.
The first portal that you got to go all the way to get to the first portal, and that's how you know whether or not they've gotten the mission. And I asked them ahead of time, hey, Night Demon, are you at the part of the mission where it says either collect the second chest or kill the boss? He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Cool.
No. The quest step does say just go and kill the boss, and it had complete the expert version already ticked, and it was just go and kill the boss for the next step. But what I didn't see was the quest that was next to that from Failsafe saying I had to go and do X, Y, and Z to unlock X, Y, and Z to then progress the catalyst stuff.
Yeah. So we're in the mission. We get to the first portal, and in week 2, the portal is right in front of you, right? Week 1 is to your left. So I go through the portal, and I look in the room, and I'm like, Night Demon? He goes, what? I'm like, you're not where you're supposed to be. He goes, yeah, I am. I'm like, the portal's not there. If you were where you were supposed to be, I'd be looking at a portal. And he comes in, he goes, what you mean? You know, in his like innocent, inquisitive type voice. What do you mean? Kind of, I can't do it like he does. But
what do you mean?
Comes in, yeah, and I'm like, you see that spot right there that I'm shooting? Yeah, there's supposed to be a portal there. Okay, I'm like, do you have a mission from Failsafe? Let me check. Yes, I do. I'm like, like he was far behind too. Like we had to spend an hour on Nessus just to get him caught up with that mission.
Yeah.
So he wasn't just like a step or 2 behind. He was like, woo, way behind. You know.
I was.
Yeah.
So all the time where we talked about doing Acts 1 and 2 and completing those and making sure you're where you needed to be.
I did. No. This is Act 3 stuff.
Someone missed that part.
No, it's Act 3 stuff. I am. I've done the first week. I've got the gun. I've got the first catalyst. It's the stuff after that. You have to then go to Nessus and shoot Vex. Then you have to go to Nessus and do more Vex shooting. And then guess what? You go to Nessus and shoot more Vex in a different way, or you hug them, or just whatever. And
insult their hairstyles.
Exactly.
He pulled a respawn is what happened, right? he talked about it on the show. He repeated it on the show. He recorded it. He edited it. And when time came, he had no idea what was happening.
No recollection of any of that.
No, absolutely not.
Respawn,
been there, done that.
Respawn distracted me. The thing was, I was randomly going around just doing X, Y, and Z on the planets, and he kind of went, "Oh, I'm here. Do you want to come and play? Let's go and do this." I was like, "Yeah." It says that it's up to that point, but wasn't. Oh, it was, but it wasn't.
Dude is throwing me under the bus like he's getting paid for it. This is not okay. I'm being attacked. That's not what happened. I was like, "Hey, are you online?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Hey, your party's closed." And he's all like, "All right, I'll join you." So he joins me, right? He joins me. And then I'm like, "What do you want to do?" And then he starts telling me all the stuff he can do. And I'm like, "All right, well, if you didn't do that mission, let's go do the mission." And then, like I said, I asked beforehand, "Hey, does it say kill the boss?"
It did.
Or open the second chest.
It did.
It did.
It said the things.
Anyway, I didn't even consider that he hadn't done the weekly mission
anyway, yet. The reason why I bring it up is because once you get to that point, the name of the Encore mission changes. And I can't remember what it's called now. But I said to Respawn, once we kind of got past that and doing all the quest steps, it then changes to something else. And then it has lots of different things. Like we were saying last week on the show with Gator, I said, and I know it's not as big as a lot other people are saying, but it does have different things each week, and different portals open up, and you have to go and do different things. And I'm feeling that they're building towards something. I'm hugging wood at this point in time that they're building towards something. But I see where they were going with it. That it is the biggest mission because it is there's more to it than kind of what it kind of looks at like the first week. Would it be nice?
Say it though. No, don't give them credit for this.
I am giving them credit.
No, it's not a big mission. You're doing the same thing over and over again, and the only changes they make is week 2 is different from week 1 because now in some of the places you have little laser beams that you have to dodge. Ooh, and you have 2 extra portals, right? That's it.
But I was going to say it would have been nice to have a different route into it and have a different path to go down,
or
to
a different boss,
or a different boss, or a different, or that boss kind of is the middle boss. So you get that far, that's the middle boss, and then you go on to another boss for this week, and then you have the 3 big bosses like the last week.
And remember the room you and I went into that had the second portal
we went
with the boss in the middle, right? And we had those different portals. We had to walk through shoot the blocks up top. Remember that? It was the last chest you opened, the 3rd chest, right?
Okay.
That room that we were in, where I had to keep moving the damn portal around the room to find the path to get up to the top or whatever. That one is also where you can get soft locked because the squares don't always appear up top like they were for us, right?
Yeah.
And here's the crazy thing. When you go into that room, there's a barrier that comes up behind you that you can't go back out. So if you get soft locked in there, you can't just wipe because it's not a respawn restricted area, right? You can't wipe to just restart this encounter. No, you're trapped in the room. You can't kill yourself. So you have to restart the entire mission. It's worse than the boss. At least the boss, you can just wipe and restart that boss phase. If you get to that third portal, which means you've done all the other stuff up to that point, and you get soft locked there, you have to restart the entire mission.
Which is again why we say give us checkpoints.
I was a bit upset going through the mission with Respawn. We were able to kind of do the chests and do the stuff on normal to get my catalyst. And the funny thing was, we got all the way up to the boss. I hadn't died, and then it soft locked, and I was like, that's completely ruined my flawless run because there's a challenge or triumph to do a flawless run. I'm like, well, how is that fair? That because the boss soft locks, that I then have to throw myself off the edge. I did have a little temper tantrum and threw many swords at him before I kind of jumped off. Respawn had already jumped off like 5 minutes before, going, dude, dude. I'm like, I'm angry.
Like, I didn't know if he was like trying to find like if that I was lying about it being soft locked, or he was trying to find a way around it or whatever. I was like, you're not doing anything.
Nope.
just
pure delusion.
I'm just angry at this point.
No, I even went in and I got like anti-barrier rounds, and I even got like what was that?
Yeah, I've tried ricochet and anti-barrier. And nothing.
The bow, the anti-barrier bow that likes to ignore shield sometimes. I tried that. Nothing. No, that little square has to pop up, and you have to shoot that little not square, tetrahedron, dodecahedron, whatever the hell it is, right?
Right, we'll call it a diamond. Diamond.
Well, I mean, it's technically a tetrahedron because it's a 3-dimensional diamond, right?
Whatever it is, you have to shoot the thing.
Whatever. But the idea is like I've tried everything to get through it, and if that little diamond doesn't spawn, you don't move forward. That's just it. You are, in every sense of the word, soft locked. You can't do anything. So you have to kill yourself and restart the boss encounter. Now, we did it on normal, so it wasn't that big a deal. But when you're on the hard difficulty and that boss can 2-shot you with 10 Resil and 3 Void Resist mods, then having to wipe is very annoying at that point, So, anyway. We got lucky. I didn't know you could even do it on normal. I've been doing it on hard mode every time because, I mean, every other catalyst we have to do, you have to do it on hard mode. Why would this be any different? Turns out you can, in fact, do it on normal mode to get the catalyst. So there you go.
Oh, that's handy. I would just like to know, where is everyone playing Sparrow Control this week? Bungie, can we just drop the requirements for Sparrow Control? And I can get into games? That's all I really wanted to do this week, was just sort of earn my tokens to take to Xur to buy more exotic class items. And I feel like I'm one of these, high level streamers going, I can't get into a game because we can't find enough people. Because that's what it's been like. So I went back to Gambit because you can find 8 people for Gambit. Matchmaking times in Gambit have never been bad. Everything else, though, terrible.
What are the requirements? Because you mentioned requirements. I haven't played it yet. I know, shocker. What are the requirements that you need to go in there and play?
Find 16 people.
Oh.
It's 8v8, so get 16 people together.
And you legit just ride around on your Sparrows killing each other?
I mean, some people do. There's a couple guys just riding around on their hoverboards trying to run us down, which I respect. That's how you should play Destiny 2 in this day and age on PvP.
So how do you can't use guns on the Sparrow or the hoverboard, so how do you kill each other? Do you just ram into each other? Is that the whole point?
Yeah, ramming speed.
Like, legit, I haven't done it. Like how does this PvP actually function?
It's just like regular PvP, except you can also pull out your Sparrow. That's it.
Ah.
So you can Sparrow, or you can PvP, or you can both.
So I'm assuming this is a large sniper map with plenty of space for the Sparrow to ride and plenty of open spots for the sniper to shoot off the Sparrow.
Are you familiar with Midtown?
I don't know the name, but if I saw it, I might.
The city map where you did Onslaught.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where we are right now. So yeah, it's
the Sparrows there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's literally control with Sparrows and 16 people on a map.
I think 16 people control is probably the more pull, not the fact that you can ride a Sparrow on it or whatever. I don't know.
Well, I mean, same thing, same idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so dead PvP as usual. Mike has been playing a lot of Destiny instead of the other games that we normally play. I'm like, dude, like for a guy that's uninstalled Destiny more than once, by the way, you're spending a lot of time on PvP. He goes, well, there's nothing else to do. I'm like, there's a ton of... He hasn't done the exotic mission. He hasn't done raid. He hasn't done anything on the PvE side.
Hey, we all have our comfort games. We all have our comfort modes. Mine's Gambit. That's why I go in there. Because I can turn my brain off and earn materials and shoot people in the face. There's nothing I'm looking for. I mean, why are you going to PvE? There's nothing you're looking to do other than go, I want to play the thing that I enjoy playing over and over again, if you can find enough people.
Well, he also, he's so hypocritical when it comes to these things, right? Like, as soon as he found out about the second Hunter nerf over the same things, by the way, right? I haven't ignored that. I'm not happy about that. So everyone wondering why Respawn has to complain about it, because I already have, okay? We know my opinion on this. Mm-hmm. So they double nerf things that they've already nerfed on the Hunter in the PvP, as far as like the smoke bomb Strand clone build, right? So he calls me up. I'm like, all right, what's up? He doesn't say hi, hello, how you doing? Did you hear the news? He's just like, like, let me guess, Hunter Nerf? He goes, yep. I'm like, yeah, no, figured. And then when he told me what it was, I'm like, again, like the first round wasn't enough, right? And then yet he's upset about that, right? And then his complaint is, well, they need to make it so that Titans can one-shot kill again. I'm like, you just complained that the Hunter's one-shot kill thing that we have to do got nerfed, and now you're like, well, now Titans need a one-shot. It's like, no. If we can't have it, why the hell do you deserve it? You know? Get out of here with that nonsense.
Because we do.
No, you don't. Okay?
We do.
No, your punches that don't technically one-shot anymore will light you on fire or suppress you or blind you or do some other shenanigans that the cleanup is so easy, except for your strand. Your strand is kind of BS. I'll give you that. That melee is AI-based melee. That's...
it is AI-based melee because it goes wherever it wants on a random way going, I'm going to punch the guy in front of me or 90 degrees to the left. Either way, it's the same thing. Yeah, I will give you that. Fix my melee so it actually targets the thing I'm targeting, and then maybe we can talk again. But Bungie, come on. Like, also, I still can't see the name of my primary weapons because it goes behind the banner at the top of the screen, which they still have not acknowledged in a TWAB or anything. I assume someone's aware of it, but maybe I should go report it to them and go, hey guys, in case no one else has mentioned this yet, you got some Z-index problems. I'm going to need you to put the things you need to read on top of the background versus the other way around.
The Z-index, for those wondering, is okay. X is horizontal, Y is vertical. I could be backwards, and Z is front to back. Yeah.
You stack things wrong.
Yeah. So you got to remember, we've gotten complaints about us using too many technical jargon for the show. So things like that, we got to explain so people aren't lost.
And that's why we use the word.
Yes. Maybe we should pass that on to Bungie, because this week in Destiny, for the 5th of September 2024, I read it cover to cover, and I was like, yay, we're getting stuff. They're telling us about stuff. This is amazing. On the Thursday, I'm like, so are they going to tell us anything about what's actually happening next week? No, you've got to tune in next week for blogs and things like, okay, and the various different stuff about updating and improving stuff, and Peroty's player support report, and then what's been going on this week.
Barely.
Well,
I mean, just barely. There's a support report or anything else. But they're like, look, there's pretty pictures, and they haven't mentioned the single biggest thing that Night wants them to mention.
Yeah, but this is what I don't understand, is that this came out on the 5th of September, okay? Yeah. And it drops in the morning on the 5th of September. They must have known in the back of their minds that what they were going to say on Twitter. And it's only on Twitter. Why wait until Twitter to say Iron Banner's incoming next week? Iron Banner should be in this TWAB. Tell me that Iron Banner is here next week. What we can earn, what it's going to be about, why you're doing different things. But no,
they refuse.
So yeah, Destiny 2 teams on Twitter at 1934. I don't know what time that was, whether that's my time or their time. Next week, September 10th, is Control Iron Banner, and the following week is September 17th will be Eruption Iron Banner, because this is where they're doing their 2 weeks of Iron Banner. No trials. You don't get no trials for those 2 weeks. So I'm sorry.
Trials anyway. That's nobody will be mad. No one's playing trials. So you're good.
Grenadier Jake will be angry. He will be upset. Frostbolt will be upset.
No, because Grenadier Jake's running a Iron Banner tournament.
Oh, really?
So yeah, he's running an Iron Banner tournament.
No.
Yes, he is. He absolutely. I think it is like an invite. With a big couple $1,000 cash pop. He's been talking about doing an Iron Banner tournament. He's like, I just need Bungie to tell us when Iron Banner is coming up again to actually invite people and get it going. So no, there is some sort of Iron Banner tournament going on.
Okay, cool.
Wasn't his last video I quit Destiny?
That's TDT.
No, that's TDT. Yeah. But then TDT's done that several times now.
Well, right. Well, which, I mean, to be fair, as he says in the video, he's going, I'm quitting this because I need to eat. This is my job. And the views are not there to give me food to eat. So I can't blame anybody who's going. I mean, Mactix is doing Warframe. You know, a bunch of people are playing World of Warcraft. A bunch of people playing Space Marines too. I mean, if this is your full-time job, you have to go where the money is and go where the views are. And like TDT says, and other people have said, you know, if things happen and things improve, I reserve the right to come back. This isn't forever. It's just going, I need to be able to pay my bills. And right now I can't pay my bills. So got to go where I can get some money to eat with.
Yeah. Have you seen the Warhammer 40,000 Destiny Monster Hunter amalgamation game that came out?
Space Marine 2?
Is that what that is? Yeah. Okay.
I'm guessing it's Warhammer. Really, I know of Warhammer, but I don't really have any context for Warhammer. But I watched Fallout's video telling me which classes I could play, and sort of laughed that I was like, "This is just a melee Titan's dream." He's like, "You can you can be the big guy with the axe, you can be the big guy with the hammer, you can be the big guy with the sweet business chain gun."
Well, that's where the Monster Hunter comes into play, because Monster Hunter is almost all melee. You have 2 guns in Monster Hunter, right? But they're like bow guns. Everything else is melee. Right?
This is where you keep getting your bow guns from. Right. This is why you keep saying bow guns.
It is, yeah.
The bow guns were Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, though.
What?
just keep weaving. Just keep.
You've lost me.
Anyway. So yes, Iron Banner returning next week for 2 weeks, no trials, and then when Iron Banner does return in the next episode, it's not going to be doing we're going to do 2 weeks of Iron Banner. It's just going back to 4 weeks per episode. And 1 week at a time. So,
4 weeks straight of Iron Banner. Is that what you're saying? An Iron Banner marathon?
Yeah. No. It'd be 4 weeks per episode. And additionally, Iron Banner will return next week for another shot. But it's just going to be single weeks, I think, for going forward. How do we feel about the 2 weeks of Iron Banner? I know we didn't like the last one because it was good game mode and then really bad game modes. How do we feel about Control and then Mini Mayhem?
Sparrow Control.
No, not Sparrow Control. Just normal Control.
Is that the game modes that are coming up, or are you guessing?
What?
They literally
Control and Eruption.
They lose on Twitter what they're going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I was just testing Night Demon. Make sure he's paying attention this week.
Eruption, I wish it wasn't Eruption, because that's one that I don't think anyone really enjoys. But Control is
that the Spark one?
No.
That's one where you do well
Mini
enough.
Mayhem.
Are you sure? Is that not the one where you blow up if you start doing well?
Yeah. That Mini Mayhem.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
No,
the Spark is the Spark that you don't. My bad.
Yeah,
that's on my part. Sorry.
How is that Mini Mayhem?
Because the more kills that you get, the faster your recharge rates go. So your grenades, your melee, and your super charge a lot faster. Like if you're on a 5 kill streak, and let's face it, sometimes it's not even you. You've kind of just thrown one bullet out there and hit somebody, and you get the assist for that because the assists count as well. So you might have 5 assists and actually got a kill, but your recharge rate suddenly starts getting faster and faster, and you've got a super. So you can then go on a tearaway, but after I think it's 15 seconds, you've got, once you're kind of at the max, to get another kill to then reset the timer to 15 seconds, and you can go on some good tearaways on that, and it is just kind of kill based. I think I'm not 100% sure whether there is control points on that one. I've completely forgotten now. Could be.
No, there's no control on that one. I think that's one of the. It's either something control, or it's just you're running around. Trying to do the other objectives.
Yeah, I don't think we've had Eruption for quite some time, and seeing as it's been like 10 weeks, about 10 weeks since we've had the first 2 Iron Banners. It's because we had weeks 5 and 6, and now we're up to week 15 next week. So been a while.
Yeah, so Demon, keep an eye on your inbox, because Grenader Jake says, finally got confirmation. This means the $4,000 creator tournament will take place September 14th and 15th. We'll be sending out the official invites later today. Keep your eyes on your DMs, gamers. So I assume your invite is going to show up any time now.
I don't think he knows that I'm that good, or that I play.
It's too bad. He should.
He should know that I'm down with the kids for Iron Banner. And I'm down with anybody for Iron Banner. Anybody says Iron Banner, I'm there. And it's a good couple of weeks of Iron Banner as well. So you had swords this week. You've got Iron Banner for 2 weeks, and then I don't know what after that. It's just
back to trials that no one's playing.
But maybe.
I assume because that's where that seems to be trending. Yeah, I'm excited for Iron Banner. I always do some Iron Banner.
I don't know. Do they have a good gun? Do they have a gun I want? Do they have a gun I need? I don't know.
Somebody did ask, did reply to them on Twitter basically saying new armor maybe? And they just got 3 thinking emojis back from the Destiny 2 team. So there's a chance.
We've got Claws of the Wolf and Criminal's Dagger, which are the 2 returning weapons for this Iron Banner. Plus you've got all the other
one of those. Nope.
You do, because the Claws of the Wolf is the fast-firing pulse rifle.
I understand what it is, but does it come with both void verbs?
Yes.
Not for you, it doesn't.
Yeah, not for you.
Which isn't me. That's Bungie's rule. I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. It comes with repulsor brace and destabilizing rounds, and you can have high caliber on there with hammer forged and a stability masterwork, giving you 49 range and about 50 of stability. Just saying, because I've got that. So anyway,
push that knife just a little bit. Whatever.
No, I'm just saying it's got the verbs that you wanted.
Just
saying.
Yeah. I got it.
And don't forget, you can guild your title because Respawn wants to guild as many times as I've guilded. You were quite upset, weren't you? You were quite upset in game the other day. You're like, "Is it 7?" You said, and I'm like, "Yeah, I play Iron Banner." It's like,
no, hold on, no. He's no.
What? No,
he was in front of me, and I saw his gilded title was 7. I'm like, bro, you need help. That is what I said. Whatever he's about to come up with, lies. Lies.
It sounds like he doesn't need help. He has all the gildings. I think he's good. I think you're the one who needs help.
Yeah, you need help getting your gildings. But then if you stand behind Peroty and look at his Gambit one, he's probably got like 9 or 10 on there.
Yeah.
Haven't you? Because it's been going longer than the Iron Banner one.
I've got 3 or 4 on Gambit, but I also have Conqueror, which somebody else doesn't.
I have Conqueror.
Nah, other people have Conqueror. Who cares about Conqueror?
You do, so we can, do Nightfalls.
You do.
No, I don't.
Grandmasters is what I meant to say.
I don't care about it. It's there.
Yeah, it is. So this week in Destiny, are you guys ready for 9-9?
I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready for 9-9. Are they going to give me anything on 9-9 to take my 12 gilded Regent title into? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, because it's a special date, and it's Monday. This coming Monday, when hopefully you'll be listening to this podcast.
Is it the 10-year anniversary?
It's the 10-year anniversary of Destiny. So exciting! Like I said a couple of weeks back, that they plan these things out. I mean, obviously they don't tell us about all the planning things because they didn't want to tell us about Iron Banner, but they plan this a 10th anniversary. And I was listening to a couple of other podcasts, and what was quite funny is that somebody did throw it out there that the possibility of the Into the Light stuff that we got, we're doing the Onslaughts and the Pantheon with the Raid Gauntlet bosses, was part of this 10-year anniversary celebration that we should have got now, because they seem to be in line with that. It seems to be something quite big, which is why it's been scaled down, because it's going to be in small in-game celebration for us all next week. And there are going to be armor sets available that they don't tell us about in here, but they are armor sets that are inspired by Destiny 1 art or concept art. So there are pictures of it out there online, and I did mention this last week on the show, that you can go and see them, or you can have a look at our This Week in Destiny this week that's coming up later on, because I put the pictures in there because it's not leaks or spoilers because it's here next week. So I thought you might want to know about it. And there's new emblems, new seals and stuff to kind of keep you ticking along. Do you want to know what our kind of emblems and our seals are for this? Do you guys care? Do you want to know?
I do care, and I want to know that because the 10th anniversary gift is typically diamond. So is there something diamond involved in this? Are they going to buy us some diamond armor?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But
tell me what I'm going to get that's not that.
You're going to get a legend title and a legend seal if you kind of do all the different things. So this is spoilers if people don't want to kind of know about this, but as I said, it's coming up in this week in Destiny, so I want to quickly kind of cover it as it's kind of coming up. Collect all Cage 6 stashes and reach Guardian rank 8 or higher. Complete ritual activities with the Veteran Legend set equipped. Complete timeline reflections. That sounds familiar to kind of what we had with Encore back in the day, where we had to kind of go and do meditations and go and play really old missions like the Red War campaign. Do you remember those? I think that was part of the it wasn't Solstice, but it was the Heroes part of it, wasn't it? So because it used to be Solstice of Heroes, and then it was just they split it to Solstice, and then I can't remember the name of it.
And the heroes are going to the mobile now.
No, but you could get your title for doing all the year stuff. So yeah, complete timeline reflections, decrypt engrams at Rahul, defeat enemies and loot engrams in the Skywatch with the Veterans Legend set equipped, and claim the anniversary armor ornament from the special deliveries terminal. So you do all of that, and you'll get the seal, and you can become legend.
I do want to become legend.
And there's a new emblem and stuff as well. But they haven't told us about that in the TWAB, so that's the spoiler stuff.
The new emblem does look nice. It does look very much like early D1 Traveler hovering over the city. I like the look of it. Is it going to replace my Blue Screen of Death one? Probably not, but I still like the look of it.
So yeah, if we check back on Monday, so after you've listened to the show, obviously, 8 p.m. PT, they'll have a blog post of coverage for this stuff. And the same time, on Monday, they're also planning to start their journey into Destiny 2 Codename Frontiers. So 8 p.m. PT, they'll also be releasing a short dev insight blog article discussing their goals for the future of Destiny. Destiny 2 game director Tyson Green and Destiny 2 narrative director Alison Lewis will be guiding the conversation, where they've been, where they are now, and what they want to do. So most importantly, how they're going to go and get there. So they want to be clear about their commitments to the ongoing communication with us, and this marks the beginning of regular updates from our development team about what's next for Destiny 2, including details about the systems and future plans. While the update may be a bit rough around the edges, as they are early in development process, they're excited to be sharing up their goals and progress with us. So we'll know more stuff on Monday. Are you guys excited about kind of the Codename Frontiers, what we possibly could be getting out of that, and why?
I'm not excited because I'm actively avoiding it until it comes out. I don't want to see what it is. I don't want to be disappointed ahead of time, but at the same time, I don't want to get my hopes up. When it comes out, or when it's close to coming out, and we can see more of what it actually is instead of just speculations and bits and pieces, then I'll have a more solid opinion, right? But it is an extraction shooter, so that already kind of puts me off.
No.
I don't know what he's talking about now.
No. That's
Marathon isn't an extraction shooter.
Where did I say Marathon?
Destiny Frontiers is not extraction.
Frontiers. I'm sorry.
Different words. We're talking about whatever the next Destiny thing is.
Yeah, my bad.
They're saying, we're going to give you, what's the plan now that we've hit our 10 years light and dark episodes. Frontiers is the next piece of that. This has nothing to do with the mobile game or Marathon or any other IP for that matter.
I see. Well, again, since I don't know what it is, I reserve the right to be excited when I know more.
Okay. Well, you'll know more next week on the show when we tell you about it.
Good.
Yeah, I'm very curious because like they say, this is early, blah blah blah. Is this early in that we need to stem the bleeding and get people excited about it, or is this an early it's built and kind of there, and now we're going to try to load you into the hype train? I want to say the latter because I feel like they have, obviously there's they work so far ahead. There's something in the works. There's something there. How much are they going to show of us? How much are they going to show of it to us? Or is this just hey guys, we have a plan, promise, it's still coming together, trust us. So we'll see if it's trust me, bro, or if it's get on the hype train.
Looking at it kind of from that perspective, it sounds like it's trust us. We came up with the name when we put that trailer out a couple of months back. We're working on concepts. It's going to be a while. Which I'm fine with. I'm fine with them kind of just improving the game that we've currently got. And like we said, you need to invest in the PvP, do the maps, keep people interested in coming back to playing the game, maybe sort of stuff that we can have in the seasons so that you're kind of focusing on what's coming next. I think it's probably just going to be concept art and a lot of talking, or in a blog post, basically, a lot of text with a few pictures about what their goals are and how they're because, I mean, you've got to give it to them. They are still kind of reeling from everything that's happened in the last couple of months, just with the layoffs and all the stuff that's then come out about other members that have worked there over the years and that's still kind of coming out. So it's, I think it's probably a good step to kind of tell us what's actually happening. A lot of people said that they wanted more of kind of video blog from those people, and why they, hiding from the cameras, and this is all to do with Sony. I don't think that. I think they're just trying to get things straight. They had a plan with what Destiny was going to be, and then with the whole shake up with the studio, the plan is still there. It's just kind of right. We kind of need to reset and kind of get everything kind of sorted before we can kind of discuss what's actually happening next. Like we said when it all happened a couple of weeks ago, we're not going to find out what's actually happening at Bungie, anything really. I don't think we will find out anything that has kind of happened due to the layoffs. We'll kind of, once they've kind of got everything kind of settled down at their end, and it's going to take a while, then they'll kind of be able to kind of tell us. But it's nice that they are going to give us a blog post and some information next week. And the same with the 10th anniversary stuff. It's nice that they still did that, and maybe that's why we had the Into the Light stuff, which should have been the 10th anniversary stuff, because that sounds 10th anniversary stuff, doesn't it? Playing the Onslaught, playing the Pantheon, and having those in like this 10th anniversary as a short kind of end to the season would have been fantastic for the season. But hey ho, we got what we got because we got what we got, and we wanted the final shape to be better than what it was going to be. So they gave us the Into the Light stuff, then they gave us the final shape, and then we've had a kind of mediocre season, and we'll get some stuff for the 10th anniversary, which it's better than nothing.
For the 10th anniversary, would you prefer a brand new exotic, or would you prefer them to bring back like a 10th anniversary reprised exotic from D1 or something?
This would have been the perfect time to give us the Galahorn, but they blew that a long time ago.
The Galahorn?
Yeah,
Why?
This would have been the perfect time to give us the Galahorn. At the 10th anniversary, give us back the Galahorn.
Yeah, no, I heard you. I asked you why. Why the Galahorn specifically?
Because that was the gun in Destiny 1, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a gun in Destiny 1.
The
gun.
That is, that would be the pinnacle weapon to say, let's celebrate as far as we've come. Here is, the weapon from lore, the weapon that you used. Yeah. And I guess you could still be using in D1 today, but bringing that back.
Because and give it the black skin that they had in Destiny 1 when they rebrought it back again in Destiny 1. Okay. I understand that they used it in the 30th anniversary, but they could have given us something else in the 30th anniversary of Bungie, something along the lines of something that was similar to kind of their Halo days, like they did with like the pistol and the BXR and things that kind of came with that. But
so since we already have the Galahorn,
yes,
right? Again, new exotic, reprised exotic, or I'll even expand it to like an exotic piece of armor or an armor set.
Yes, all three. But I know in development terms, they wouldn't have been able to give us all of that unless they've got unlimited amount of time, money, and staff.
Peroty, do you have an opinion? Because he's greedy.
Yep.
D, none of the above. Honestly, at this point, I'm not looking for a new exotic. I'm not looking for a reprised exotic. I'm not looking for a new toy. Like I have a vault full that I don't use. I just saying, oh, here's a new fun exotic, whether it's new or reprised. That's not going to be interesting to me. I much rather say we're bringing back Reckoning, or we're gonna start today, and over the next 6 months we're gonna bring back pieces of the game. We're gonna do a Sparrow Racing League. Like, I'd much rather have it be we're gonna put things back in the game, or we're gonna start a ritual playlist rotator, call it whatever you want, and say, we're gonna take this opportunity to slowly bring things back that you played in this game in the past, and bring them out for a limited time, and put them in a rotator of some sort. Give me something to do that's not pinnacle endgame raiding in dungeons. Give me something to do that's not PvP. Give me something to do that you took away from me that I would really like to do, but I also fully acknowledge if it's just there all the time, I'll do it till I'm tired of it, and then go, you're still there. Why would I visit you?
So
like all these planets where I go.
I was going to say, would this be the perfect time to introduce PvP Builder? Where you get to build your own PvP maps and customize them?
No, because that's PvP is marathon. The future of PvP is marathon, and I feel like the ship has sailed on PvP in Destiny. I don't know. I'm not saying they're not going to continue, and I'm not saying they shouldn't continue to invest, but I think that investment, PvP is going the way of Gambit. You could absolutely invest in it, but I think that ship has sailed unless you want to do a major rework. And the state things are in with Prismatic in PvP, turn it into more of a fun PvP mode. Stop trying to make it competitive. Stop trying to make it balanced. You can't.
That's a big ass statement.
I mean, I've been saying that forever. Trying to look at a Call of Duty and a Destiny PvP and go, yep, these are the same. No, they absolutely aren't. You're never going to balance PvP. You're never going to make it even playing field. Give me something overpowered in a way. Give you something overpowered in a way. Let's take it in and see what happens. They're trying to say, we're going to balance all this out. You simply can't. Stop trying. Let Destiny be the chaotic, insane game it wants to be.
Okay.
Let it be Borderlands. Give me a gun that screams at me.
Yo, facts. Bro, give me, not Tiny Tina. Give me the Necromancer all day, every day.
Yeah.
Or the Psycho.
Yeah,
You Titans are the Psycho. Yes. Mm-hmm. You have incredibly strong melees, but there's a chance that your melee will hurt you. Yes.
Or give me more. Honestly, the way things are sort of trending and the way they've been going, give me more large excision type experiences. Let me go in with my fire team of 12 to go try to take something down.
Weren't you complaining last week that we have to find a bunch of people to do that on hard mode?
Well, on hard mode, yes, but I'm saying let me do something that Onslaught like that's replayable. That's not a pinnacle end game thing. Let me give me something to chase, but just let me do it with more people. If I can run something
like PvP thing that you can't have enough people for this week.
well, because that's PvP, because the PvP community is decimated. The PvE community, I assume, is still around, or at least is in better health.
Yeah.
I think you could get a lot more. I think you could get 12 to 16 people together more reliably to go do something in PvE. I mean, heck, how many people raid or run dungeons each week? Give me a big version of that. Give me something for all of us to go into as a mob and go, I'm going to run this strike, but we have to take over this castle. We have to take down, we have to go into the Shadow Keep and say, we need to overrun the Shadow Keep. There's 12 of us and 500 of them. Go. Take this over. Take this down. I don't know. Give me something big, not casual exactly, but give me something just big and fun and replayable I can do with a group where I can go in and just have a good time with it, and it's less like, oh, I have to be the hero and I have to be the one to draw to do all this. And going, I can go in with my friends. We can grab I can grab 2 or 3 buds. Someone else can grab 2 or 3 buds. We can all go in and say we're going to work as a team. As small fire teams to take this big initiative down, this big structure down, or to, hey, there's a ship headed toward the tower that's going to blow us all up. We have to go, board the ship, take, pull a Star Wars. We have to go fly in, get on the ship, infiltrate, take things out. I don't know. Just something, play with the big experiences they're building for us. They're saying, hey, we're letting you go in with 16 people into Crucible or 12 people into Excision. What else? Where can we go with that? I think there could be a lot of fun to be had there. I mean, I keep thinking back to what really brought me into Destiny originally was those trailers and stuff they were showing of I'm roaming around the Cosmodrome. Me here as a day one new light going, I don't know what's going on. and then a bunch of enemies being dropped in, and then this more powerful guardian comes over to assist, and I'm going, I'm a day one new light. I don't know what I'm going, and this massively powerful guardian comes in to help me, and just recapturing that feeling. Like I want to bottle that and recapture that feeling in Destiny, and I think would be my idea of a fitting 10-year anniversary and gift to the community. So I don't know how you do that, but that's what I'd like to see.
So, improving raids and dungeon rotations. I like this. There's some information in here for me specifically because they mention me by name. So I'm excited. Yeah, they do, because they say that I can build a calendar. So
that's true. They can, now, did they say they're also going to stick to the calendar you can build, or just build the walls and then go, we're going to destroy it the moment you built it?
So basically, they've heard the feedback of literally the whole community saying that it's really frustrating that you only do the dungeon rotators and the raid rotators, one dungeon and one raid per week, and then it's kind of you have to wait 8 weeks for it to kind of come back around. So next season, launching on October 8th with episode Revenant, we are going to get 2 dungeons and 2 raids in that same week, and the main raid and the main dungeon. So we're getting a new dungeon, because that's why they're doing this, because there's going to be 8 raids and 8 dungeons in total to do the rotator, because Warlord's Ruin will enter the rotation with these. And we've got the raid that's currently available, which is the Salvation one, Salvation's Edge. That's the current one. And then the new dungeon. So they will always be up each week. You can kind of go in and play those. But these 2 new raids and dungeons that will be on the rotator, you can go and farm and play to your heart's content. And they have given me a kind of start to my calendar of what's actually going to be up on that first week. So the raids that are going to be up on that first week are going to be Last Wish and Vow the Disciple. And the dungeons are going to be Shattered Throne and Duality. And then they go, as for what order they'll be following, the rotation will still be based on the Destiny 2 release order. So after Last Wish and Vow the Disciple, Garden of Salvation and Kingsfall will follow. And after Shattered Throne and Duality, it says, well, you can fill in the gaps. And it took me a while to fill in the gaps, because I'm like, well, to start off with, you're not actually doing, like, following the rotation, because Last Wish came first, and then it would have been Garden of Salvation, and then it would have been Deepstone Crypts, and so on and so forth. And it's like, oh, I see what you're doing. You're kind of doing 4 to start off with, the main ones. So you've got Last Wish and Shattered Throne as your dungeons, your first ones that were kind of there as the raid and the dungeon. And then you're dropping down about 4 in the rotation and going, right, we're going to put Vow the Disciple in there and the Duality. So the following week, as they said, it's the Garden of Salvation with Kingsfall. And then for the dungeons, it's going to be the Prophecy and Sparrow the Watcher. Then the next week, it'll be Deepstone Crypt and Root of Nightmares with the Grasp of Avarice and the Pit of Heresy. And then the final week, we'll have Vault of Glass and Crota's End with Ghost of the Deep and the Warlord's Ruin. So that's going to be a tasty week on the 29th of October. So you've got the old raids there and the 2 newish dungeons in there. And yeah, so that's the rotation. And I'll be telling you about that each and every week, as I like to do.
So place your bets now, whether what he tells you will remain consistent or Bungie ruins his calendar immediately.
Yeah, I mean,
they would ever do that, though. They would never do that to you.
No, they wouldn't. But yeah, so would you like me to tell you now, or shall I tell the people now what's happening this upcoming week in Destiny?
I believe you should, yes.
Yeah.
I would, as we're talking about that kind of stuff now. Yeah, we're all dying to know. This is your weekly rundown of the final shape, week 15, starting on September 10th. September 9th, 2024 marks the 10th anniversary of the Destiny franchise, and with that brings a whole new in-game celebration event. Each class will get a new armor set directly inspired by early concept art of Destiny 1, called Veteran Legend, plus a new emblem called Decennium. Also, by completing several quest steps, Guardians will be able to earn a new title and seal called Legend. The 15th week of the new expansion sees the return of the Crucible game mode Iron Banner. This is normally a week-long free-to-play Crucible event, but Bungie have decided to make it a 2-week event, which means there will be no Trials of Osiris at the weekend for the next 2 weeks. For this first week, it will be the regular Iron Banner control all week, with the following week being Iron Banner Eruption. The Kinetic Aggressive Frame Hand Cannon Criminal's Dagger and Void Rapid Fire Frame Pulse Rifle Claws of the Wolf make their loophole return. Plus, you will also be able to earn Pinnacle rewards, past Iron Banner weapons, as well as a new emblem, Ollie Rocket, and new shader, Hammer Shock. Act 3 of Episodes Echoes brings with it the penultimate chapter in this episode's story, with the final catalyst being available from the expert difficulty of the new exotic mission, Encore. As a reminder, this is selectable from the helm, with 2 difficulty options, Normal and Expert. Completing the mission will award you with a new craftable exotic Void Command Frame Ultra Rifle Choir of 1, and repeating the mission weekly on Expert will award you with a new crafting trade option each week. Plus, available for completing any version will be the Transient Whisper emblem, and on Expert, the Before Aura emblem. Also available from Act 2, we have the 3 new Battleground activities, Delve, Conduit, and Core, with Enigma Protocol and Breach Executable in the helm from Act 1. The Expert Battlegrounds will start this week's rotation with Core. In the Pale Heart, the exotic mission Dual Destiny is available for teams of 2 Guardians, where you can farm the mission to earn as many new prismatic exotic class items as you like. The Final Shapes Cooperative Focus campaign mission this week will be Iconoclasm. The 12 Guardian Matchmade Excision mission is also available next to the raid for a weekly pinnacle, with the Grandmaster version granting you the Ergo Sum Catalyst and an Ascendant Shard. The featured Onslaught map this week will be Mothiots, with a Fallen War Priest kicking off the boss rotation. For our Legacy rotation, the Dreaming City this week is at a medium curse level, which means Spectre Revenge can be found in the Devilian Mists and has the Oracle Engine mission for the next week. The Blind World features Hive enemies and the Plague, Kragar. The Ascendant Challenge will be the Keep of Owned Edges over in the Harbinger Seclude. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is a Mysterious Disturbance. The Trove Guardian is located in the Anchor of Light, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Nightmare of Jax, Claws of Zevra Wrath at the Hellmouth. Nightmare hunts Skolas, Pride, Omnigul, Anguish, and Zydron's Servitude. The Altars of Sorrow will start this week's rotation with the Nightmare of Zydron and the Heretic Rocket Launcher. On Europa this week, Phylax the Warrior will be the Empire Hunt, Asterian's Abyss will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Agility. Dares of Eternity expert difficulty rounds are Fallen, Hive, and Zydron. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Wild Hunt armor set will be available in Dares of Eternity with Weapon Set 1. Arsenic Bite 4B, Blasper 2, Corsair's Wrath, Deafening Whisper, Dire Promise, Enigma's Draw, Escape Velocity, Giant 7 Rifle, Friction Fire, Royal Chase, True Prophecy, and Timeline's Vertex. The Witch Queen weekly story mission is The Ghosts, Altar of Reflections Catalyst, and Altar of Reflections Pact. The Wellspring activity will start this week on Defense with the Void Sniper, Father Sin, and Xeric Scorn Raider as the boss. The Lightfall weekly mission is First Contact, the Partition mission will be Ordnance, and the Vex incursion will be Umsha Park. The Master Salvation Jed Raid Challenge this week is the second encounter, Dissipation, called At Capacity. The Kurota's End Raid Challenge this week should be the fourth encounter, Kurota, Son of Oryx, called All for One. The Kingsfall Raid Challenge this week is the fourth encounter, Daughters of Oryx, called Under Construction. The Vow the Disciple Challenge this week is the second encounter, The Caretaker, called Base Information. The Vault of Glass Challenge this week is the fifth encounter, Atheon, called Ensembler's Refrain. The Deep Stone Crypt Challenge this week is the fourth encounter, Tanix, called The Core 4. The Garden of Salvation Challenge this week is the fourth encounter, Sanctified Mind, called 0 to 100. And the Last Wish Challenge this week is the fourth encounter, Vault, called Keep Out. Your pinnacle raid will be the Root of Nightmares over on Neptune, with all challenges available for each encounter, with the Exotic Shotgun conditional finality being farmable from the final boss. The pinnacle dungeon will be Duality over on the Derelict Leviathan on the Moon, and the exotic mission rotator will be Presage, with the Dead Man's Tale exotic scout rifle being the main reward, the Season of the Haunted, and opulent weapon sets, plus the Eidolian Pursuant armor set. The exotic missions The Whisper and Zero will also be available in the Legends tab. This week's challenges are Core Variables 3, Research and Development 9, Echoing Applause, Iridescent Dig, Echo Challenger Act 3, Neptune Activities, Commendation Appreciation, Expedited Violence, Soul's Fire, and Ultimate Champion. Lost Sectors, Tuesday The Forgotten Deep in the Pale Heart, Wednesday Perdition on Europa, Thursday Bunker E15 on Europa, Friday Concealed Void on Europa, Saturday The Conflux on Nessus, Sunday Thriller Dome on Neptune, and Monday Hydroponics Delta on Neptune. Our 15th featured Nightfall was situated against Sepkis Prime in the Devil's Lair over on the Cosmodrome, with the Wildstar Grenade Launcher being the featured adept weapon. Iron Banner will be in the 6v6 playlist, Team Scorch should be in the Party Relentless playlist, with Survival in the 3v3 playlist. And we should have bonus Crucible ranks available all week long. Plus, don't forget to keep an eye on Zer this Friday at Reset to see if he's offering another chance to grab a random rolled exotic class item for 41 strange coins. And that's it for the 15th week of the Final Shape.
Yeah, so that's what's coming up. Asterisk, unless it isn't. In which case, we'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, you say that, but I will put the asterisk, whatever it is. Asterisk There
you
you
can
go.
call it a splat, like a coworker of mine calls it, because he can't say asterisk either.
Whatever that is, whatever that word is, I'm going to put that with Team Scorch coming up next week, because one of the challenges says get solar kills. And normally, looking back on the rotation, when they have that challenge in, it's normally a Team Scorched week. So they haven't told us. I've checked on the Twitters. I've checked in the TWAB. I've read the TWAB up and down again. I've checked the Twitters up and down again. I'm going with Team Scorched, but it could be something like zone control. It could be something stupid. And you just have to get solar kills next week, because it could be, oh, well, we put that one in there, but you can get it anytime kind of things. But yeah,
Team Scorched, very sensible, not stupid at all.
No. And unfortunately, I haven't taken any pictures of myself holding a sword this week, although I did use my infinite sword build, which was quite good, until the point where I keep doing that thing where I get my fingers get a bit twitchy, and like I want to hit somebody rather than kind of just stand there and block and take all the damage for the team. I want to fight. I want to get in there, because I'm a Titan. That's what Titans do. We like to hit things. We like to be up front and punch things. And I've got a sword, an infinite health build. Sometimes the infinite health build doesn't like when everything's shooting you at the same time. So I had to be raised a couple of times.
There. Yep. Yeah, stand there and take it, and you're like, no, I can't take anymore.
Did you guys take any pictures of me doing that? Because I should have asked you to, so that I could be in with the chance of the competition this week.
Only in my mind.
Yeah. I just was laughing at you whenever the invincible Titan kept dying and the hunter had to keep rising him. Now, that wasn't a re-encounter, right? There was only like 2 encounters. We played a lot. But there were 2 encounters where he was getting that itchy trigger finger, and the hunter was the one having to revive everybody else, including the invincible Titan. So I'm like, bro, this is not how this works. You stand there, you be our anchor, our solid rock that we can depend on, and let me go kill myself, okay?
Yeah, let Respawn get stomped by the champions over and over and over again, becoming more and more frustrated that the same thing keeps happening when he keeps doing the same thing.
No, it's the Heart Shadow's fault, right? The Heart Shadow, sometimes when you do the heavy, the projectiles will go forward. And other times when you do the heavy, the projectiles will go forward, and my character will go ahead of the projectiles, right? my melee lunge outranges the actual projectiles coming out of the Heart Shadow, right? So I'm back far enough to where the projectiles will hit the champion and not me. And then my character's like, oh, I can do this. And I'm like, no. And then I get stomped. I'm just like, why? Why is it so inconsistent?
It was very funny going, I'm invisible, I'm good, I'm sorting, oh, I'm dead again. He stopped me again.
There were several times where I was the only Guardian alive, and I had to kind of traverse with my back to everything, my back to the wall, going round the outside the arena to kind of res you guys in really awkward positions. And then people were shouting at me. Michael was shouting at me or Andy was shouting at me as I went past him. I'm like, you've got about 50 people around you. I am not resing you. I'm going around to respawn first. And then as I got to respawn, they would all follow me to respawn, so they have to then back away back to whoever else. It's like, this is just...
You are immediately in the kill zone. The kill zone is a box with you standing inside of it.
And he got so because there was nobody by me. I'm like, hey, there's nobody by me. You can come and get me. So he starts working over to me, passing Andy on the way in. And he's like, oh just pass me then, won't you? Right? And he's like legit upset. Like he's offended by this, right? And he's like, you've got 50 people around you. So he eventually gets over to me, not realizing that all the enemies that were shooting him and Andy are still following and shooting him and now me. So
what could possibly go wrong?
You realize they follow you, right? They're not stuck in place. They're not static.
No, but I was trying to get them wedged, where there was loads of kind of objects in the way, because sometimes they get stuck and then I can run and pick up somebody. But yeah, it worked. We didn't die. But what we did get upset with Peroty running off with the ball and not coming back and not coming to play with us anymore. Or he did come back to play with us, but he didn't bring that ball back.
No, I took that ball all the way home. So yeah, so I picked up the ball because it was the strike with Kargan, where you take the balls, put them in little slots to open the door to progress. Well, apparently I had a ball. I had picked up the ball. I was going to set it down, kill the guys around the little place to put it, and then carry on. However, my Xbox decided in this moment that it was vitally important that it alert me that it had a download available. Took over my entire screen. All these two on, because we had the Discord audio going, I had it running through the Xbox. All they heard, I'm sure, was some sort of garbled electronic scream.
No, we didn't even hear that. We just heard you say, "What the hell?" and then you were gone.
Well, there was much more screaming after that point because it took over the entire screen. And I'm in the middle of a GM Nightfall. I would like to continue this. Looked at my options that said install now or don't. So I said don't, and then it kicked me offline because apparently the don't was also and disconnect your internet because apparently that download was vitally important. I install in that very second. Never mind, I've been playing all morning for 4 or 5 hours at this point because I got up way early without issue. Waited for me to get into the Nightfall and then said, we need to install this update right now. It is vitally important. So I did that. I came back. I was able to rejoin them, but the ball did not come with me. So they were soft locked in the room. Because, so apparently if you disconnect, take the ball with you, it does not give you another ball. So they were just in that room forever.
So as Peroty said, the ball was with him in his office, sitting next to him. It came out of the game. Right, it's physically manifested in the real world, and we couldn't have it back again.
Yeah, 100%. It's sitting right here on the shelf. It's very low. It buzzes. It just buzzes all the time. So it's kind of driving me nuts. But yeah, it sits right here behind me now.
Oh God. So it's like, if I can't play, neither can y'all kind of mentality.
Let's see if anyone's trying to break the game in this particular way yet. Hold on.
It turns out that does work. Would you look at that?
Yeah, can confirm.
God. It was awful. That was so awful, dude.
It was the worst. I was so mad. I was like, I literally have been just running like match made Nightfalls and Gambit for like 3 or 4 hours before you all got on and messaged me. Well, without fail, perfectly fine on that same Xbox that apparently desperately needed that update in that moment. Now, why? What I don't understand is, I understand, if I say yes, don't install this right now, but why was it don't install this right now and disable? Because it disabled the network. Because like it kicked me out of the game, and then I realized I was sitting at the main screen. And it was like, connect to your internet. I'm going, but I just was a second ago. I was talking to a nice man in a different country. And a nice man in the same country. No, it said, do not install this and turn off your internet. Why? What sort of day one CVE, vulnerability has Microsoft just uncovered that they needed to disconnect my Xbox for in this moment? I don't understand. I was not cool.
Whatever
and
the
then
case
you played
is,
with other people who didn't have to go to work. That's
all I'm saying.
It was.
But if you and me and anybody else out there still wants to kind of enter the competition for the photoization, that and the emblem of the week, the movie of the week emblem, just take a picture or video of you using a sword. And no, 1,000 Voices is not a sword respawn, no matter what you say.
You said it was.
Well,
but Bungie's coding says it was.
Coding says it was, yeah.
It listen, it self-identifies as a sword. It's not our plan to say what it is. It self-identifies as a sword.
There was a meme online that, I guess because we were talking about it, obviously the phone's listening. So I open up my Facebook and there's a meme like right there on the front page. It's got a GIF of, those where everybody sticks their hand in the middle kind of thing for like a huddle, right? Well, everybody sticks their hand in the middle, and another guy puts his in late, and somebody else just kind of shoos the hand away, right? And it's like all the different swords in the game, and then the one that gets shooed away was the 1K Voices, and then it just kind of shoots the hand away. And I was like, that's accurate, that's fitting, and it's very funny. Whoever made that, good job. But yeah, so it was coded, but for some reason, like, it was doing awful damage. Awful damage, I don't know if that's because of how it was coded or whatnot, but the 1K Voices, I was doing better damage with a Black Talon ranged attack than I was with 1K Voices. Now, I was doing more damage to myself because I killed myself many times once you realize, this is in fact an explosive as well as a fusion rifle.
It's because it got a nerf a long time ago. So
I didn't know it was that bad. Like this is unusable bad.
No, but I think this is a sneak plan of Bungie putting it in the game for people to play with now and go, oh, remember how cool this was? I mean, who was actually playing with this to find out that this is got infinite ammo? Somebody must have found out.
Great question.
It's like
there's somebody out there who hasn't taken it off.
But it's been nerfed for a very long time. It doesn't do what it as Respawn's saying. But I know. But
there's just like the guy who runs around with the sweet business with 400 million kills on it. There's someone
fair enough.
I firmly believe every gun has their
can do work though, man. Like what? No, these are not in the same ballpark.
Well, no. But what I'm saying is I firmly believe that every weapon has their super fan. Every weapon. Every weapon has their fan where they're like, no, I'm never taking this off. I worked hard for this. I have earned this. I am never unequipping this. It stays on my character full time. Someone is out there who's been running the 1000K voices or the 1K voices since they got it and has never stopped.
The 10 million voices.
Yeah. I mean, it's 1000K voices now on the limited ammo. Yeah. No, there's somebody out there who's been running it nonstop. Whoever, I don't know who that person is, but that's who found it. And it's not Night Demon.
No, it's definitely not. But I feel that they told us about what was happening with the Choir of One last week, but they're going to tell us this week?
They're going to tell us better.
Okay.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's a lot of confusion, though. I've had multiple people reach out to me like, why are you still using that? It's going to get nerfed. I'm like, y'all need to pay attention. It's not getting nerfed. They're reducing the ammo that you get, and they're fixing a bug where it's doing too much damage with divinity.
Right? And by itself. So do you want to tell us what's actually happening?
Are they actually nerfing its damage now?
Also,
was I lying to people?
You can use a weapon even after it gets a nerf. Like it's allowed.
You can.
I promise you.
1K voices, as an example.
No one's going to report you to the you're using a weapon who's been nerfed police. It still works. You know what? Mostly just fine. And I doubt anyone. Well, I won't say anyone. Most of you out there listening, like us, it doesn't matter if they nerfed a little bit. You're going to do just fine with it. You're not good enough at this game, just like I'm not good enough at this game for it to really matter. If you're enjoying it, having fun with it, continue to use it. It will be fine. I get so touched sometimes of the, well, that got nerfed. Why would you? Because I'm enjoying it. Because I'm playing my video game and I'm having fun. Yeah. I'm not trying to optimize the enjoyment out of it for myself. That's all. And now Respawn's going to tell us exactly what they're doing to it, and if he was lying to people all week or not.
I guess, man, I hope I wasn't. Okay, so here we go. Why did I reset my... Hold on. My page refreshed. I guess I hit F5. All right. About Choir of One ammo reserves. We know you are loving how strong Choir of One, our new special ammo exotic auto rifle, is feeling. We want you to keep using it and loving it, but... I love the buts after this. Hey, guys, we know you like it. So... Yeah, however, anyway, but we wanted to make sure to communicate early that there are currently a couple of bugs that we've identified with the weapon. We want to share more context about this issue, and we're lucky enough to have someone from the dev team deliver it to us directly. So here we go. Hello, designer of Choir of One here. So, there's a couple of issues with Choir's inventory situation that have made things complicated. It's a weapon type that's normally primary ammo, but using special ammo this time. Ammo amounts and reserves are easy to deal with when the weapon type is already used as special ammo, but it's much more difficult when it's an ammo swapped frame. We've had to hand set every single value and all the values that build off of those values, like how much reserves to add to it, how much ammo perks granted, how much it gets from bricks, etc. It's a lot easier to get lost in the sauce with these and miss something, especially when all the systems that feed into it are also in flux at the same time, or sometimes even after we have locked the weapon down to ship. Now, Choir of One has 2 inventory bugs we're looking to fix when episode Revenant launches. Sometimes you can bypass the actual cap of the inventory because of a rare race condition. No, that says race. Okay, because of a rare race condition with the perk that's supposed to cap how much ammo you have. But with reserve mods, you can spawn with more than the perk cap limit, and it doesn't always catch it and remove the bonus ammo. It wasn't supposed to get the inventory buff that other special weapons got in 8.05, as that increase was already implemented in the weapon by design. So, the actual changes, we're not looking to make the weapon irrelevant in in-game difficulty. We're adjusting ammo to around 200 base and 300 with reserves. That's not too bad. Down from 250 base and about 375 with reserves. The damage that the weapon puts out is pretty crazy, and the ammo was supposed to be a limiting factor. So if we were to keep the ammo where it is now, the damage would need to come down quite a bit to compensate. Then it would just be an auto rifle, but whatever. We balanced the weapon to around the 200 to 250 ammo level and felt it was really strong. Then with triple reserves getting you to around 300. That was a treat in that you could use the hipfire mode more freely, but 400 ammo or anywhere close to it is just a touch too unbalanced for a PvE sandbox. As for the extra damage with Divinity, on closer inspection, it was discovered that the actual issue is with the point-blank variant of the projectile. The impact damage done if a projectile has not split before it hits a target being affected by an extraneous damage scaler and dealing approximately 250% more damage than it should be against combatants only. So we'll also be fixing that in episode Revenant. They're still not clear on this because they said if, right? So they've talked about reducing ammo, and then they mentioned if they leave the ammo the same, they're going to have to affect the damage of the gun significantly, right? Was that the word they used, significantly? Yeah, the damage would need to come down quite a bit to compensate. So at that point in time, it would have the same damage as just a primary auto rifle weapon that still has to have the special ammo restrictor, right?
Right.
But they didn't say if they were definitively messing with the damage or the ammo, from what I can see. Is this clear to you guys? Because it's still pretty ambiguous to me.
They're reducing the number of bullets. They're reducing the ammo reserves.
Okay.
And then
they're not touching the damage from
the damage.
Base damage.
Divinity. There's a lot of the with divinity, blah blah blah, which is an edge case that most people won't care about or experience. Yeah,
I don't mind the ammo because, like you said, it's pretty easy to deal with special ammo. If you run double special in the heavy, you tend to get special bricks relatively easily. So I'm not really worried about that. The damage is my thing. So as long as you're leaving the damage the same, that's fine. Because if you're going to make an auto rifle special, it better have special weapon damage. Full stop.
Which explains why it's so weird, because it's another one like Telesto where they hand configured everything, and a race condition is a condition of a program where basically its behavior depends on the relative timing or interleaving of multiple threads or processes. So basically, the super oversimplification is it's a Jenga tower. You have to put all the things together and make your tower stand up. If something goes wrong, your Jenga tower falls over, and thus, as they say, something undesirable happens, resulting in a bug. So, when you've hand configured something in a system built on variables, a variable changes, and all of a sudden, you have way more ammo than you intended. Whoopsie.
Agreed. Okay, so in the Light Antibody, they're still nerfing that ammo. They're still nerfing the damage it does with Divinity, but they're not touching the actual weapon's base damage. So, okay. It's fine. I'm okay with that. There you go.
Yeah, because they're all about that base. And we're all about player support reports.
Dated reference.
Always. We're all about player support reports, like a name change update. So last week they resolved the issue with our monitoring and moderation system. They caused numerous Bungie name changes on August 13th. As a first step in the fix, all players have received an additional name change token to update their names, if so desired, regardless of whether they were affected or not by the issue. So everybody got a free name change token. So if you used your last one and didn't like your name, now you get another free one. They are aware that there are still some players who can't use their token and or cannot recover their previous Bungie name. They're looking into that issue and will share more information when they have it available. Like we talked about last week, a number of people said, hey, I can't go back to the name I was using, probably because it's, if it was you're using a naughty name system that flagged it, it's probably somewhere in a list of that's a naughty name, you can't go back to it. But they're going to fix that. They'll tell us when in the future. The exotic Encore mission we are aware of a number of issues that might block progress or cause wipes in certain areas of the Encore exotic mission. We have the following fixes planned for update 8054 arriving next week. Ooh, they gave us a date and everything.
Oh, that's another thing we didn't even discuss. I'm sorry. It's about what you're currently talking about. So, you know the part where you have to run from the Cyclops with the ball? Or you dunk the ball, then you got to run, right? If you die, if anybody dies in there, anybody at all, even if the rest of the team is alive, everybody wipes. So, that's one thing. The other thing is, if everybody's alive and somebody removes the ball that keeps the door open, then that one person inside causes everyone to, again, wipe. So that's probably what they're talking about. So you have soft lock mechanics, and then you have mechanics that for some reason will just kill your whole team. There you go.
Well, as we've discussed, Bungie doesn't like when you take your ball and go home, or take their ball and go home.
Yes.
But what they are definitely going to fix is an issue where Encore would not appear as an option in the Fire Team Finder. Fix an issue where progression could be blocked in the final boss encounter if the player had to repeat either the left or right capture ring, and an issue where depositing a connection module too early during a certain section of the mission could also trigger a team wipe. I'm assuming that's the one you just referenced.
Uh-huh.
And one thing that I saw, I think Paul Tassi tweeted about last week that I think we forgot to include was the Grandmaster Nightfall node was disappearing for some people. So on August 27th, the Grandmaster Nightfall catch-up node was activated for all players. However, due to an issue, players who had completed the Grandmaster versions of the 6 previously featured Nightfalls were unable to properly access it, aka it was not there for them. That will also be fixed next week. So if your GM node has disappeared, it'll be back next week. And that's it. Everything else is beautiful. Everything else is perfect. We've got artwork, looking at shapes. We've got Keanu Reeves surviving the Nuzlocke Trials Challenge. And yeah. That's it. Cute pictures of animals. Let's see. I'm sure they must talk about Iron Banner here at the end. No, medical shift, new content drop, information coming about episode Revenant. Yeah, but for now, let's focus on getting those last 2 craftable weapons from Echoes, the catalyst for the new exotic, and completing the triumphs or challenges you may have left. Back to Encore, everyone. No mention of Iron Banner. So,
nope.
That's it.
I know. They just didn't love me.
No, they didn't. They said we're gonna maybe see. They said we're gonna give you a calendar, but then not put Iron Banner on the calendar we're gonna give you. That's it.
Very specifically to mess with you intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Somebody put in the chat in our Discord the other day. They were asking why would they change up the rotations all of a sudden, and I thought about you. You came to my heart, right? And I said unequivocally, they're changing the rotations because Night Demon has a system in place to where he knows what rotations are coming up.
What they're going to be.
And they've done this very specifically to mess with Night Demon. And I stand by that. I think they do know you. I think they do listen to our show. And they don't like you.
They've got you on a short list. They also, I did see Sammy Cat, who's been doing like no HUD, bow only dungeon runs, who was beside herself with joy going, now instead of waiting 8 weeks for, the thing I want to come back up, now it's only a 4-week wait potentially. So that's much better. So if you are, again, trying to do challenges or trying to do certain runs or getting people through things to farm them, your wait, has been halved. So you're no longer having to wait 2 months potentially for something to come back up again, which, why are we rotating anything at this point? But that's its own question for another day. Yeah, so it's better. You can do it quicker. When, though? Night Demon might tell you. Well, no, Night Demon will definitely tell you. Whether it's correct or not, that's really up to Bungie.
And talking about that bow user, like, I like bows. I use bows a lot. I really like the bow I get from the raid, the shocking one.
Your favorite bow that's called?
Neuromia. Shut up. The new rainbow.
The bow I use all the time. No, it's fair. Bungie is unmatched in we're going to give things weird names.
Yeah.
I mean, again, most of them come from history or mythology, whatever. But again, like I looked at the two new weapons they unleashed on us, and it's like you guys just take joy in like bringing out the longest names you can find for things.
They really do. But like I said, I enjoy using the bow, especially this one. I have a really good arc build that I forgot what YouTuber I got it from. Don't quote me on that. but the non-denouement bow that comes with Volt Shot, it's amazing. And I thought it was pretty good with the bow, right? I'm not great, obviously. But when I saw this video that Peroty posted of this person, I'm just like, you know what? I took my bow out of my inventory, I put it back in the vault, and I said, yeah, no, I'm good. This person is chef's kiss with a bow, and it was quite frankly a little embarrassing. So if you want to feel humbled by your bow skill, give this person a watch. It'll do wonders for your self-esteem.
Yeah. Twitch.tv/SammyCat, SAMIKAT is this person who he's referring to.
Yeah. No HUD, flawless, just bow only shenanigans. Like, damn. Just, damn. Can you be on my team?
No, because full solo run. There is no team in solo runs.
Well, no, I mean like the apocalypse team. Like when the world ends, ammo. Everyone's like, "Oh, we'll just get a gun." Eventually, guns run out of ammo.
When the world ends, there's no Destiny, so that's not going to help you.
No, not Destiny.
The internet's going down first.
I want her on my team, and she can have a bow. And you can just make ammo for a bow out of it. And you take a step, you take a stick, you put a point, boom, you got an arrow, right? So on my apocalypse team, I want her to be on my team, right? Give her a bow, give her some sticks so she can make arrows, and just let her have fun during the zombie apocalypse. That's all I'm saying.
Let the zombies eat you. What are you trying to stick around for? Come on.
I don't want to be eaten, dude.
Well, I mean, you've got options.
Oh my god. Moving on.
Well, the only respawn report roundup this week is there's a game. Lots of people made lots of pretty things. Apparently, the Android version of the Bungie, the official Bungie app where you pick up your bounties, there's some bug in it not allowing notifications to work. So thus, it's not letting you collect your bounties in the Android app. So they are aware of that and they're looking into it. But that was really it. Everything else was reacting to people's beautiful sword wielding outfits. And YouTube is, I don't know what, I'm sure Night Demon's got a couple of things, but most of mine were, hey, I'm stepping back from Destiny. Hey, I'm moving away from Destiny. Hey, I got to feed myself, so Destiny's not where it's at right now. So, yeah, that was my YouTube this week. Night Demon, what do you have for us? Anything?
I just have the week 2 update from Ebontis on how to do the exotic mission that I wish I'd watched the first time before Respawn dragged me through, because Respawn would have got upset with me. So, to save other people the issues of having your Respawn shout at you, Ebontis has got you covered this week. But apparently, yeah, it's other games. I'm quitting Destiny. Other games, and people moaning about various different things. So, yeah,
Look,
I'll save you the trouble.
First of all, I'll be the first to tell you if I yell at somebody, right? He's embellishing. I didn't yell at him.
He yelled.
I raised my voice out of disappointment. It wasn't even a yell. It was a father scolding a child kind of tone, right? Like, I believed in you, I trusted you, and you disappointed me. It's that's all it was. There was no anger, just disappointment.
He yelled at you. We all know it.
Yeah, he yelled at me.
Are you salty?
Night Demon's feelings are hurt now. He's gonna go play with his new his AV receiver.
Yeah.
No, it's my birthday present to myself.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Oh, when's your birthday?
27 years young.
Oh, bro, that's like a couple of weeks away.
I didn't say it was for now.
56, 57, 28.
It was for this birthday.
True. Matter of facts right here. All right, well, I'm not going to tell you happy birthday because it's not your birthday, but have fun with your new toy. I'm going to go make sure my son is not lighting the house on fire or torturing my animals. So,
yeah, the animals would tell you if they were being tortured. The house could be on fire, though, so that's always an option. Just like, you know who's being threatened with a good time? Not Zepor, but not K4. You know who's dancing with the beautiful auto dance troupe? T-Rex King, Scarlet KM, Melamali, Dedicated Wham 64, and Renard Calant. You know who is sitting in your chat throwing grenades at you? We Noble, Golden God 1562, basically Salt, Fire Squad 6888, and Coderson 105. And Deacon, is somewhere out of the house training Dimwee, Gravy Jeff, and PB Pipe as a Day 1 raid team, so she doesn't see the living room being torn apart for the new AV system. And now, so he can get to that, I have to say thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Peroty and Night Demon, your hunters don't want to respond in real life. We are on the internet, everywhere you want to be. If you've got questions or things to tell us on the show, email us at 2titansandahunter@hotmail.com. Find this show wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on YouTube for every new episode, weekly update video, and live streams. Go to 2titansandahunter.com, and you will have every show note to almost every episode. So you too don't get screamed at by your respawn trying to go through things, because we will empower you with the information. If you want to join our lovely Patreons, patreon.com/TTH. If you're looking for more casual encounter, coffee.com/2titansandahunter. And if you want to see this show often live, twitch.tv/no-one-responds-in-real-life. And every now and again, twitch.tv/2titansandahunter. Go there, hit the button, hit the bell, go to the YouTube, subscribe, and follow. Because Night Demon will give you, to the best of our knowledge, what is going to happen each and every week in a short, tiny, digestible form. And if you just enjoy podcasts via YouTube, it's there every single week as well, with some sort of silly nonsense going on in the background. Probably GMs. Next week, it's going to be all Iron Banner. It'll be a good time. You should tune in. And we'll be back next week with whatever Bungie's going to tell us on Monday, which we'll either be very excited by or very tired by the time we talk to you this weekend. So, talk to you guys next week. Say goodbye, gents.
Goodbye, gents.
Yes.
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.